All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your extended patience while we worked out some technical issues. We are working live and on the go here, so patience is definitely appreciated. But we are back. It is 2-0 for Lucky Cat Gaming at the moment, and we are getting ready for round 3, and we'll be going for the rest of the game this time, hopefully. As we see here, we mentioned before, this is Lucky Cat's bonus, so they will have a few SMGs, maybe a rifle or two, but this is the round that Aging Avengers really needs to pick up to not get fall too far behind early in this map. We'll see out now. Again, kind of a default strategy. Lucky Cat often does give up this mid control here that provides an opportunity for different ways onto both sites. We see Dane here lurking a little bit. Is he going to pick something up? And maybe with the stinger, he hears them, and Dane picks up one. Does he get two? Isn't able to pick up the classic. Dufresne is able to take him out. So we're looking at a 4v4 now. Still looking a little bit more towards Aging Avengers side, just with the gun advantage. But again, they're taking it very slow. They don't want to hard commit to a site until they get a bit more information here. Now they're starting to regroup a little bit. The spike is in the hands, heading over towards the long site here. Is Lucky Cat going to be able to defend this off? Finally being able to utilize the Viper wall as they're starting to push down here. And now we have Chris going for it. Gets the kill with the Sheriff. Chris, this is dangerous here. Is he able to hold the site off? They are going to commit to the push here. They're going to try and get the spike down. Dufresne spamming through the smokes. Astra utility being put to work as we speak. We're now down. There's 22 seconds. They have to commit and try and get the plant on B. But is Lucky Cat going to be able to hold them off? We still have Quiz, who's looking around in the back site there, able to poke out, and potentially with the new Vandal, Wavy takes one out. Trade's going down. The spike planter's killed. Is there going to be time? Photo's trying to get it off, but Wavy ends out the round, and it is now 3-0. They are able to pick up a round on the bonus, which is critical to Lucky Cat's success, and they can definitely build off of this lead.
Yeah, it's clear that Lucky Cat Gaming learned from the last couple of rounds and stuck 2 people in the alley. KO got 2 of them with the stinger, or no, it was only 1. And Aging Avengers knew that they couldn't do that. They ended up pushing B and easy. Sorry.
Yeah, the rounds definitely need to go a little bit more quicker here. We can see this is the second round in a row that Aging Avengers was running out of time to get the spike down, and a little bit of panic sets in there. As we can see, they're still opting for the default. The spike is left in spawn as they don't want to die and have it in a bit of a tough situation to pick it back up. Lucky Cat is playing very safe with an extra member over towards still hanging around, looking to see if it's rotating out of mid. Aging Avengers, however, not getting much information and starting to regroup to see what their play is going to be. Already down to the final minute of the round here. They're going to have to commit to one site. There's not going to be any extra rotating here. However, we do have Dane over there lurking, or sorry, Dufresne lurking, looking for maybe someone getting an early rotation on the flank. Chris, however, getting a head start. He does like holding the back sight there, and he's been getting picks all game so far that leaves him currently on a sliver of health. Here comes the Viper utility. They're finally start to push onto the site. Killjoy is down trying to get the spike, but he doesn't know that Chris is right behind him there. The spike is put down. Is Chris going to be spotted here? Can he pick up any more kills? Wavy, however, putting Astra to work through the wall and picking up Easy Joy. Now we're in a post-plant scenario here. Lucky Cat down to 3v1. Foda only has a Sheriff at the moment, isn't able to pick up another kill, and now we're looking at a 4-0 Lucky Cat lead and a very, very strong financial lead.
It is very hard to push B site with Astra set up there, and Chris in the back in Hall. He's been doing very good this game, going 6-3.
Yeah, 6-3 for Chris right now on the one duelist of the team, definitely filling his role. And yeah, Wavy, his signature, playing Astra, one of his signature agents, we know the potential that he has, and you're absolutely right. Setting up that Astra utility on B, even though they have the Viper wall set down every single round, it's very easy to adapt to, it seems. You know, Wavy does see the very telegraph wall even before the round starts, and he's able to place down his Astra utility as a response. Now we have a very aggressive push coming out from Lucky Cat here. Chris getting out the first. Dane is able to take out Ricky as well. What a very aggressive push up to A, and it definitely pays off in the favor of Lucky Cat. Now, as they're anticipating, Aging Avengers moving towards B, and Lucky Cat needs to respond quickly to rotate over for a retake here. Raku, however, is holding down the site as we speak. Chris is coming in, potentially able to get something from behind as well. The Mom Spaghetti does get the plant off, however. It's now down to a 5v1 scenario, however. They're getting the plant off, but they're not able to survive long enough to defend it, and a little bit of BM coming in from Lucky Cat here as they take up the 5th round in a row, and a very, very strong start to the weekend. Flawless round for Lucky Cat. Definitely looking in their favor right now, and every single round that they continue to pick up is another round that they're going to have that much more of a money advantage when it comes to buying guns. We can see pistols again for Aging Avengers.
That push from their entire team going right through main, that was insane to see, and they almost came out unscathed. Barely any health lost, and half their team gone.
Yeah, it definitely was not what Aging Avengers was expecting from the defender-siding team to push that aggressively. We'll see how they do it here. As we mentioned, they've been playing very passive so far for the start of the rounds, and they might need to switch up their momentum here.
Yeah, that push was not expected.
Now that Astra utility's coming out, they recognize that there's multiple members of Aging Avengers pushing up A short here. What can be done, however, the Astra utility is out. This is Mom Spaghetti, my apologies, had to double check. Mom Spaghetti used the utility to get onto A, and they were able to cleanly take the site only with the loss of Foda from Raku. Now this is probably one of their better scenarios where they're finally able to get the spike down without losing too many members of their team. How is Lucky Cat going to coordinate? EasyJoy with another kill with a kill with the Sheriff onto Raku, and remember, they only have pistols at the moment, so this is going to be a big round for them to pull off if they can. Dufresne with a headshot on Jello from the Sheriff, but here comes Dane. He's pushing onto the site. He's got 2. Do we see one more? He gets the flash out, and he gets a 3rd on EasyJoy. Chris is now trying to stick the defuse, and that'll seal it. What a retake from Lucky Cat Gaming.
Dane with the 4K.
Dane with a 4K and showing off, even though showing off how an initiator like KO can still be put to work and in the right ways. Always referred to as the CSGO agent almost with his pop flashes. But yeah, Dane really putting it to work there, and what a beautiful retake, showing really just how well communicated Lucky Cat Gaming is.
Once they got onto A site, they already had the disadvantage because there's a 4v5, but they still managed to get 4 of them, or Dane specifically got 4 of them. That was...
Yeah, looking on the bright side for Aging Avengers, they were able to get more members of Lucky Cat down that round with just the Sheriffs, I believe. So that is going to put a bit of an impact on the economy. Now that they are able to push with rifles, it might be able to start a little bit of momentum rolling if they can pick up this round. They do have multiple ultimates available if they're going to hard commit to a site. Looks like they're finally going to regroup back to the spike and make their decision about where they're going to head to with all this utility available. Heading into the final 60 seconds of round number 7 here. Lucky Cat with a super strong lead so far. Chris with a little bit of an ego peak there, and he gets out unscathed after getting a pick on Mom Spaghetti. Now we're looking, falls back to main, and Chris, what are you doing? Another kill onto Ricky here. They're looking towards B, but after that showcase of a Neon and a Vandal, what it can do, they might be rethinking it now. Are they still heading out? The Swarm Grenade is pushing off Chris. He is now going to be trapped in Hall there. Are they going to try and get the spike down with the Viper Wall up? Potentially, but Chris, he gets the ace! They lined up for him, and he delivers! Wow, and that is an absolute statement, putting the duelist at the top of the leaderboard as it should be. Chris absolutely taking the round to himself and saying, I want to show my team what I can do.
Easy Joy knew that Chris being back there in Hall was bad news. Pulled out those swarms, but it just wasn't enough to keep Chris back in Hall.
That was definitely not the round Aging Avengers was looking for. Lucky for them, they are able to hang on to the 4 ultimates they have. Lots of potential, but I think what they really need to do is if they're going to play this passive at the start of every round, I don't think it's going to work out. If they can really throw all their utility out, including ultimates, they might be able to catch Lucky Cat before any rotation comes through, which is what has not been happening so far.
Lucky Cat Gaming is abusing their playstyle right now.
Yeah, absolutely. They're and leaving it into the hands of Chris. He's been sitting hallway all game, and it's been working out for him. Aging Avengers needs to figure out something. They got the swarm grenades there, but couldn't even get the plant off before he was back and taking him out. Again, a slow round. It looks like Mom Spaghetti is going to pick up the spike here as they're already trying to make their way onto A, but look at Raku and Jello. Lucky Cat is not letting it happen right now, and looks like they might be going for a bit of a fake play. The trades are going out here. Chris and Raku do take down Ricky and Easy Joy, but look at the B site has been left all alone, and Mom Spaghetti is going to get it off here. Does Lucky Cat know yet? Well, they do know now that the spike's planted. They're starting to rotate it down. Let's see what Dufresne can do to try and get Aging Avengers first round here at the CECS LAN tournament. They're playing it slow here. Is Dufresne going to realize that potential he is looking at right now? The Jiggle Peak does come. Is Chris going to do something cheeky? Chris, we're on land, my man! And he takes out Dufresne. It was a nice trick play. He got the plant down, but still 3 members of Lucky Cat able to rotate over. It was very slim chances for that spike to go through to the explosion.
With Killjoy there stationed up in Art, or near that, he got that pick early off into the round, and then Astro's helping stop them from pushing.
Yeah, one thing to really look at right now is, you know, Aging Avengers needs to switch up something because they're losing the aim battles, and you know it might be to be expected as we know the reputation that Lucky Cat brings to the table, but potentially what they've been trying with, you know, defaulting and playing slow early, trying to get the pick, clearly it's not working. But if they were to hard rush a site instead, and at this point would catch Lucky Cat off guard because of how the momentum would change so quickly, that might work. Let's see, are we going to ego peek Chris again? We are. It only took 1 bullet this time. How many more does he have in the chamber? Now we're still looking at a bit of a long angle here. The Viper utility is down to try and cut off Quist, but he still has so much potential there. Mom Spaghetti now pushing up towards the B site, but the spike is not following. It looks like they are going to change it here. Are they going to try and fake it out again? Chris is now locked out on B site. Needs to find out where Mom Spaghetti is in the Viper pit to take him out and potentially be able to get information on if the spike's there or not. But look at the rotation again. We do have Dane still anchoring onto A site, and Wavy as well picking up that kill. They might have realized that it's not as planned, and the spike is definitely not on B right now. They're recognizing that the push is going out, and here comes the rotation. Can Aging Avengers get the plant down without losing more members of their team? It's now a 3v5 for them to look onto A site. Killjoy ultimate is out, but Chris picks up another on Easy Joy, the second of the round. The defender Killjoy in response comes out now, and members of Aging Avengers are falling like flies. It is 9-0 for Lucky Cat on map number 1.
Hey casters, let's keep calls ambiguous. Make sure we're not ghosting the team.
Yeah, I'm trying my best, sorry. It just takes some practice. Here we now, a tactical timeout coming from Easy Joy and the Aging Avengers. They need to discuss what to do in order to have any chance of coming back in this game, as it's currently 9-0. We don't see the scoreboard as it is, but you can only imagine how the economy of Aging Avengers is.
As you saw last round, Aging Avengers tried to do a sneaky play with the Viper ult on B, with their whole team on A, or pushing A slowly. But unfortunately, it seems like it wasn't enough, and Mom Spaghetti overextended just a little bit and got picked off in mid. That's when they quickly realized that they were pushing A, and unfortunately, it still did not work out for them.
Yeah, a very sneaky play, and as you said, Mom Spaghetti, it was the right call, and you know they got the plant off with their trick play the previous round, and we wanted to, and you know they went for it again. It almost worked until we saw Dane lurking on A site there, and that's where you really see the discipline for them to not fully commit just yet on the rotate because they didn't know exactly where the spike is. Really paid off for them there.
Despite that discipline, they still rotated very fast once they realized that it was a fake push.
And that's something that's really good about Neon, for example, being able to sprint over all the way across the map as soon as they realized the spike wasn't there on B. And it was such a quick rotation, and we know that Chris has really been performing this game and performing so well for the tournament. And Lucky Cat in general, just as a team, with their 3.2 KDA as a team coming into this tournament is just unheard of for this type of Valorant.
That is insanely high, especially for LAN.
All right, now we do have Asher Wall coming out. It looks like they're going to look towards B here. The wall obviously suppressing sound, so they might not realize that the spike's being planted at this moment. But look at how Lucky Cat is rotating around. They're communicating. Do they see Chris here? But they do know that they're going to plan this retake in a timely manner so that they're all pushing out at once and trying again. But Foda sniffs it out and Jello falls early. And now the time's ticking around that we haven't really seen Lucky Cat instantly retake the site, but Chris does hear that Mom Spaghetti's behind him, and Wavy saving him as well. Dane's falling on the site. Wavy's gonna go for the defuse. Can Aging Avengers stop this? He can through the smoke. Foda is able to take one down, and now it's down to a 2v1 for Aging Avengers. Is he able to take it? He kills the spike diffuser. There's one left, and it's Chris, and he gets the clutch! Foda gets Aging Avengers first round! Seems that the tactical timeout for Aging Avengers did work. Foda coming in clutch there, not being able to get the spike diffused, and Aging Avengers slowly might be crawling their way back into this match.
Foda going mid was definitely the play on for Aging Avengers. Man, he played post plant like a god there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every single round that Lucky Cat and post plant had, they wiped out Aging Avengers pretty quick. So they definitely weren't expecting having someone behind them there, because they're usually suppressing the site so quickly that there's no opportunity to rotate like that.
Yeah, and Chris with the flank, that was very impactful, but unfortunately just wasn't enough with Foda there playing post plant.
Now here we go into round number 11. Only 2 rounds left in the half at this moment. Both teams trying to get respective information, but EasyJoy gets the early pick on Dane. How are they going to play off of this? Chris is able to get one, but that's not quite enough. How is Lucky Cat going to respond? Do they know what Aging Avengers' plan are here as they start to spread out a little bit more and see if they can maybe get another pick before pushing onto a site? And here comes the utility. Waving putting down the Astra util to try and respond, and Raku and Wavy both picking up one, and all of a sudden the momentum here has swung in the favor of Lucky Cat. Raku with another beautiful headshot out of heaven there, and the spike is down on site. It's all up to Foda once again. Is not enough. It brings it up to 10-1 going into the final round of the first half. Lucky Cat Gaming with a dominating performance so far, and looking to make a quick transition into map number 2.
Aging Avengers had the right play there in Link. He, or with the 3 people there, good for trading. Almost an unstoppable force, but when they push B, EasyJoy was there to stop them in their tracks completely.
Yeah, it seems that every time Aging Avengers starts to get a little bit of momentum, Lucky Cat quickly shuts it down, and it's coming from every member of their team so far. Chris, again, starting off the round strong, peeking very aggressively up B long and getting that pick on Mom Spaghetti. And now Aging Avengers already kind of on their heels, thinking about how they're going to respond to this early pick. They don't know where Lucky Cat could be after losing that early trade, and they need to be wary about where they take their next steps here. Playing it slow and looking for someone maybe to try and creep up and catch them off guard. Nothing coming out quite just yet. Lucky Cat being so patient in how they play this defender's side, and it's really paying off so far. Ricky, Jello almost doesn't quite get it. Luckily, Easy is there to trade, but Jello almost crucially died there. Dane now on site, doesn't quite put away. Gets his utility out a little bit too soon, but he is able to survive for the time being and hold off while his team continues to rotate over. Chris is now on the site. We know his potential. Can Aging Avengers hold on? They cannot. That is the first half done. It is 11-1 for Lucky Cat Gaming. Only 2 more rounds needed to push us to map number 2 on Lotus. And what a strong starting performance so far.
It was nice to see KO's abilities coming out there. Really stopping that push, giving time for the rotation.
That's something that multiple members of Lucky Cat have done so far today. We just watched Dane on KO do it on A site, stalling so that Chris and Raku can come clean up for him. And then we see the same thing on B site every time that Chris is tapping people in the head all the way down B long. Aging Avengers not able to come up with a response as they find themselves in one of the most grim scenarios you can have after the first half.
It was nice to see Raku getting those trades right after their teammates fall. It's almost an advantage that Lucky Cat Gaming has against Aging Avengers. They're always playing together.
So this is now a chance for Aging Avengers to finally reset the economy. Everybody's on pistols this round, so if they can come out on top here, it can certainly start to propel themselves towards a few more rounds before being able to lose to map 2. However, Chris has different plans. An early pick on Easy, however, Mom Spaghetti and Ricky both getting those picks towards mid, and now we can see Lucky Cat fully committed towards the B site. Wavy picking up a kill on Mom Spaghetti. The plant is going down by Raku. It seems that Aging Avengers in this 3v3 scenario are playing it a little bit slower, but Ricky and Dufres take the pills, and now it's just down to Wavy. It's not enough, and there goes the second round in favor of Aging Avengers, and just what they need to start their economic lead for this half.
That should be enough to set them into the rounds coming forward with that extra money to really help them out and give them an advantage over the Lucky Cat Gaming.
Yeah, absolutely, and now it gives Aging Avengers an opportunity to buy up here. They're obviously buying as much as they can, armor, SMGs, maybe a rifle if they can afford it, and Lucky Cat, if they're smart, know how much of a lead they have. There's no reason for them to spend any credits, as they can probably firmly believe that they can pick it up in round 3. However, on Aging Avengers side, I wonder if they do try to save as many members as possible, obviously, but they might even look to force into round 3, knowing that they're going to have a rifle matchup there, and they can't really afford to lose many more, 2 more rounds. That is. Now we look here, another potential aggressive push onto B. However, the Viper utility is putting a halt to that very well. Chris and Lucky Cat finally make their way through. Wavy gets the early pick. This could be critical for Aging Avengers if they don't pick up many kills with the SMGs in their hands. Here comes AC Joy with a kill onto Dane. The plant is off. It's still potential for Aging Avengers to pick up this round with the gun advantage they have. It seems that Foda does know that someone may be there on B long. Dufres, however, in hallway is putting in the work. Raku is now the only one left for Lucky Cat Gaming. 2v1 scenario. They might try to go for the defuse. Is it going to be stuck? Raku does not win the aim battle against EC Joy, and that is just what you want to see for Aging Avengers, who pick up the second round of the half and their third round of the game so far, and only propelling further into their momentum.
Aging Avengers was getting picked off really early into the round, and it was almost looking like Lucky Cat Gaming could pull off that round despite having the weapon disadvantage. But fortunately, they still won that round with Foda knowing that there is someone long, and he was able to get that kill.
Yeah, and now here do come the rifles out for Lucky Cat Gaming. You can see a couple of the members of Aging Avengers did force because they know that they do really need to win this round. If they are able to pull off the round, not only do they get to keep the better rifles that Lucky Cat has, but Lucky Cat's economy will be that much more disrupted that they continue to build off of and crawl their way back into this game that was almost sealed after the first half.
If they can't pull this round off, it might be game over already.
It might be on to map number 2 if Aging Avengers cannot pull this off. Chris does get the early pick. He's been an absolute menace with the Vandal all game so far. Another very aggressive push onto B site, and again, Lucky Cat members are going so aggressively to get this plant off and not losing too much as a result. It's a 4v3 in favor of Lucky Cat, so this retake is going to be troublesome at best. Easy Joy able to get the early pick on Chris, and now that's a Vandal in the hands of Aging Avengers. Raku holding the long angle. Easy Joy doesn't have that Vandal for long, and Raku looking for 2. Not quite, and now it's all down to Foda here. He's done it once, can he do it again? We see Raku on a sliver of health. Does Foda see him as well? Now we see a little bit of trickery coming on here, and Raku does get the kill, and that puts Lucky Cat Gaming on to match point with just a sliver of health. There was so much hope there to see Foda get his second clutch of the match, but it wasn't quite enough to put them into their 4th round win.
Fortunately, Aging Avengers should still have enough money to force up one last round, and hopefully they can bring it back from this.
It looks a little grim there. You see a couple stingers, not the heaviest armor that you've had out of here, but there is a couple rifles. They do have that in the hands of Easy Joy, someone who has been performing this game. Look at this aggressive push, now looking towards A. Lucky Cat for the first time this half so far. However, the Sky Utility is coming out. Aging Avengers is defending it off well. Easy Joy with that Vandal is only able to pick up 1, and that now puts Chris with enough ultimate points to potentially end the map as we speak. However, Chris is taking down Mom Spaghetti and Dufresne, getting the picks. The rifles will be in the hands of Aging Avengers now, and now it's all down to Wavy to not only take a site, but find the spike and get it down as well. Can he take both members of Aging Avengers and seal down map 1 for Lucky Cat and bring it to 1-0 in the best of 3 series? Dufresne and Mom Spaghetti need to play this perfectly. They need to communicate and be sure that they're not taking these peaks one-on-one, but it looks like they might not know. Here comes Wavy, almost misses the shot and is able to get the first kill. Now it's down to the 1v1 between the Astras. Who's going to come out on top? Wavy with MVP performances in the past on Astra. It's a very big name to go up against here, but as Aging Avengers, Mom Spaghetti knows it is do or die at this moment. The trade's coming out, bullets coming out, but not yet. The spike is able to go down, and that's going to put the timer on the round. It's now up to Dufresne, who's on the clock, to see if he can pull through. However, Wavy is able to clutch up and take map number 1, Lucky Cat Gaming, 13-3, and that is 1-0 in the series for on Pearl.
Wavy is an amazing controller and Astro player. It's no surprise that he came out on top in that 1v1.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the details and break down that match, we're going to throw it to a quick break and get everything ready for you guys. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we just watched a pretty dominating performance from Lucky Cat Gaming on Pearl. They are now up 1-0 in a series that is going to determine who is playing in the grand finals of the Canadian Esports Champion Series tomorrow. We're now getting ready to go into Agent Select for map number 2, which is on the new map, Lotus here. We're getting right back into it. Lotus, one of Aging Avengers' better maps as they have taken games off of previous teams before this tournament. Now we see coming here, Omen being hovered on both sides, a little bit different from the Viper that we were seeing on Pearl, but nothing too out of the ordinary. Of course, we're seeing Killjoy again on both teams. nothing to be surprised about, and a breach coming out for potential for very hard pushes onto sites. Lucky Cat again starting on the defending side here as well, which was Aging Avengers' choice. And this is now putting all the pressure onto Aging Avengers, who need to determine if they're going to go big or if they're going to go home. So we're going to get right into map number 2, into the pistol rounds, as even though it wasn't too long ago since their last pistol round that actually went in the favor of Aging Avengers. So we'll see if they can replicate that here and be able to get an early lead and start off in a better, more positive manner.
I have no doubt that Aging Avengers is going to be able to get some rounds in, especially on their pick.
That is the hope. They definitely probably have strategies that they have set up on this map as well that they might have not been prepared for on Pearl. So we'll see what they can do a little bit differently to again, like you said, get more than 3 rounds, as they do want to be able to go into the third map, the decider of Icebox here.
Yeah, if they can get momentum going early, there's a very good chance here for Aging Avengers, despite Lucky Cat Gaming's competence.
Yeah. So here we go again. Aging Avengers always liking to take it slow for the start of the rounds here. Lucky Cat very spread out amongst all the sites and just trying to get general information. But this is a 3-site map, so they're not able to rotate as quickly because they might not know exactly where it's going. And here a push finally starting to come out for Aging Adventures, getting a quick entry onto C, but it looks like Wavy with the shorty picks one up, but not enough for 2. Now there's trades coming out, and actually Chris picking up a kill, and now we're looking at a 2v4 situation, and it looks like Lucky Cat getting an early advantage. Once again, Chris picking up the shorty, but doesn't realize he's out of ammo. It's enough, and he takes the shorty kill onto Foda. Sky taking out the Sky, and now it's all left down to Easy Joy in the 1v3, but it's just not enough. Chris starting off with a 3K. It doesn't matter if he's on a duelist or not. He is going to perform, and now it's taking round 1 in favor of Lucky Cat Gaming.
I'm so surprised that Chris is an initiator this game. With his aggression, it's very, I mean, it's still suiting, especially with Sky and her utility, but it's definitely a change from Neon.
Yeah, we'll see if he continues to be at the top of the leaderboard for his team and contributing to his team's exceptional KDA overall. Last game was definitely a showcase of that. And now look, even a Bulldog in the hands of Wavy here. They're looking for a very aggressive round 2. If they can make sure that not too many members of the team die, they can get into a very similar spot as map number 1, where they continue to snowball their lead into like a 9-0 and almost a 12-0 half. But here we go, another slower start. Aging Avengers going for their typical default strategy and waiting to regroup at the spike to see what the correct site is to push. More options for the 3-site map on Pearl or on Lotus, sorry, and potential to catch Lucky Cat a little bit off guard, not able to rotate as cleanly as they were able to on Pearl, but we'll see. Slow start to the round again. Split up members on both teams. They're trying to get an early trade, but Dane is holding an off angle and is able to get 1, and now that's 3 down for Aging Avengers, and they still need to regroup to grab the spike. Which side are they going to go over to? Now we're looking at a 1v4. It's all down to Dufres. Has the spike on his own. Which of the 3 sites is he going to go to? There's almost a guarantee that there will be a member of Lucky Cat at each one, so it's going to come down to him here. Only a classic in his name, and Spectres for each of the members of Lucky Cat that will be taking him on. And he does get triggered by the alarm bot, and a team ace. Every member of Lucky Cat picking up a kill there. A 2-0 lead. Not a big surprise after seeing the 1v4 he was stuck in. But again, Lucky Cat is taking this map by storm and is not giving Aging Avengers a chance to really settle into their comfort zone.
It's no surprise that Lucky Cat Gaming is still in the lead, and Raku's still able to hold down that site, just like we saw in Icebox last game.
Yeah, and one thing to note here, as we mentioned, Chris not on Neon this game, but Jello is known for his raised gameplay. especially when it comes to buying the Judge and the double satchel. That has been a signature that I've seen multiple times here. Look at how aggressive Chris is being at the start of this round. He wants to make it quick. He's bringing out the dog, but it does not get anybody just yet. It's fired down by Easy Joy, and now Chris is retreating for a bit of a more tactical stance. You see the members of Aging Avengers regrouping here, but not spread out as they usually are in previous rounds. Are they going to try to hard take a site again and potentially get the plant off to at least get those 300 credits, but also potentially get a plant to save themselves the round? They do have the rifle advantage. Lucky Cat is on their bonus. And now the utility is starting to come up. It's all but one on the site as Wavy is able to get one before getting taken out. Surely the spike will be put down now, but Lucky Cat is already on the rotate over. It's going to be tough. If they don't want to lose more member, they got to stall a bit longer. Dufresne not able to pick up the kill, and Raku takes him out. Now Photo picking up one here. Dane is able to get one with the Bulldog, and Raku, again, are they able to win on the bonus for the second map in a row? Raku with the third, and that's going to be the defuse. For the second map in a row, Lucky Cat Gaming picking up their bonus round is really going to put Aging Avengers in another tough spot where they're not able to buy for another couple rounds.
Every time Raku gets on a site, it is almost over for the attacking team. Raku is just incredible at holding down that site. And
on the most popular Aging Killjoy right now, it's so easy to lock down a site on your own with the proper utility. Even without it there rotating over to C site, still able to put his aim to the test and secure the round for Lucky Cat Gaming.
It's nice, especially on Lotus, to have a Killjoy because you can play on a different site while still locking down another site remotely.
Yeah. And you can see here, especially with Raku, with splitting up the alarm bots and swarm grenades and then keeping the turret on a different site, just able to get so much information just by it alerting, like you said.
And that allows Lucky Cat Gaming to play together like they are usually known for doing, especially as a defensive team. It really works in their favor.
Yeah, very well coordinated, especially when it comes to the retakes. Every time we see Aging Avengers plant the spike, I don't know if there's been a single round. There's been one round last map where it did actually go off. And look at Chris and Raku with the two early picks. Foda did opt for the Stinger to get some sort of advantage, but it's not working. Dufresne, however, now has an opportunity to pick up the Phantom and do a little bit of damage to Lucky Cat. He's holding the angle here, doesn't quite get it. Jello flicks over to get the kill, and now it's down once again to Easy Joy, trying to pull it together. It is a 1v2, but he's only got 1 HP to go before he is down. Is he able to spot it here? Not quite. Dane is able to pick it up. Still a headshot, not that he needed it, and it's now a 4-0 map for Lucky Cat, and it might be looking towards a quick 2-0 exit into Sunday.
How are you feeling about the play style that Aging Avengers have been going for?
Well, clearly it's not working as of now. You know, it seems that many rounds they're splitting up their team. They're trying to gather information by defaulting and maybe get a pick, but it's not really working in their favor right now. And this is another scenario where they see they have multiple ultimates available to potentially hard push a site, but it seems like they have trouble just really committing to it at the start of the round.
I'd like to see them play differently, especially since this isn't working out.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't want to see another half where Aging Avengers is just struggling to get at least one round out of it. It would be nice, especially on their map pick, to get a little bit more momentum going here. But Lucky Cat, as the reigning champions of the last CECS LAN tournament, they know what they're doing. And you can see Chris is just putting on a show today, picking up the first kill of the round and leaving himself still with 30 HP to go. A little bit of a jiggle for the fans. What is Aging Avengers going to do now that, again, they find themselves losing the early trade, and in a 4v5, 3v5 scenario, that just makes it so much harder to push a site? You can see, look at how aggressive Lucky Cat is standing on the site here. Do they have any idea that Aging Avengers might be going there? But they already have control of a different site. The spike is finally going down. However, Dufresne with the Killjoy ultimate or sorry, Killjoy Ultimate coming in, but the spike did get down. Chris is able to clean it up a little bit. Photo does fall now, and now we're looking, it's 2v4. Is Aging Avengers maybe able to hang on for a little bit longer before falling here? Wavy is not on the same path as Aging Avengers would like to be. Chris picking up a 4K here. And this is just an absolute wash right now. Chris putting on a show in both maps as we speak. It is 5-0 for Lucky Cat Gaming.
It almost seems like it doesn't matter the agent that Chris is playing. It's over for the other team whenever you see him.
Here comes a tactical timeout for Aging Avengers, a little bit earlier than last game. We do know that last game, after round 9, their timeout came out and they instantly won the next round. So this could be an opportunity for them to discuss maybe a strategy that they have up their sleeve, as we know they've been more comfortable on Lotus than other maps.
Well, it's clear that they are going to be changing up play styles after this timeout. This is kind of odd to see, considering this is Aging Avengers map pick and side. Sorry.
Yeah, Aging Avengers not only choosing Lotus, but choosing to be on the attacker side first. And it's a little bit of a surprise to see that they're not really able to generate any momentum. They might have been looking to get that early lead on the side they're comfortable on the map they're comfortable on, but it's not working as of now.
I'm almost getting worried for defense.
Yeah, depending on how many rounds the defense does go for. The timeout is now done. Let's see what Aging Avengers can pull together to try and get their first round a little bit earlier onto map number 2 on Lotus here. But Lucky Cat has been nothing but a brick wall so far for defense.
It might be a little easier once Aging Avengers is on defense, considering Chris isn't playing a duelist anymore, but up to this point it hasn't seemed like that has mattered that much.
All right, now we might see something a little bit more aggressive come here. Sky throwing out the flashes, not quite getting too much information as of now. Lucky Cat being very safe on their defense, not giving up as much information. But look at now we have KJ defending the C site, and the utility that wasn't there prior might come in handy here. Ricky taking out the turrets as they're now starting to push onto the site. The spike is going down without any member of either team falling yet. So we're going to see it is now a 5v5 retake scenario, how Lucky Cat can play this and how Aging Avengers can now defend their own spike. Ricky with an aggressive pick and taking Chris out, their top fragger at the moment. Here comes Jello, does have the rocket fuse right, and he misses, not quite, but he is able to get the kill on Eastjoy, and Aging Avengers are beginning to fall here. It's now a 2v3, Lucky Cat Gaming with the advantage. Jello with another pick on Mom Spaghetti, and it's all Dufres who falls down to 6-0 for Lucky Cat Gaming here, and what a beautifully executed retake for Lucky Cat Gaming.
I'm surprised how easily Aging Avengers got onto the site with Raku being there. Up to this point, Raku has been very good at locking down the site, but it seems like they were just waiting for the rotation and they were going to play retake.
Yeah, and you know, that was one of the rounds where Raku typically does set up the Killjoy utility on B site and leaves the turret onto C, but in that scenario, he saved an alarm bot and swarm grenade for C, and it turned out really well for them to be on that site, even though Aging Avengers got onto the site really easily, which was quite a surprise. And it was honestly one of their better rounds that they've had so far. The one round where they weren't at a disadvantage when they were able to plant.
Yeah, let's see if Aging Avengers can pull in another round.
Yeah, they might look for a similar strategy here, but look at the utility already down onto C, as we mentioned. Lucky Cat, I guess, swapping out their formation on how they want to hold sites maybe wasn't being put to the best use on B, as they didn't plant too often. Here comes Rolling Thunder as it goes through onto the site. They are able to take it as the spike couldn't get down yet, but a swarm grenade is out now, forcing Easyjoy to play a little passive before getting the spike down. And look at Lucky Cat dropping members of Aging Avengers like flies! And that is a 7-0 round and a quick wipe for Lucky Cat Gaming.
Raku absolutely came in there and cleaned up. and Chris as well. They both dropped Aging Avengers within 3 seconds.
Yeah, it started looking like it was a decent round for Aging Avengers, but holy, we just see Raku on the Killjoy and Wavy and Chris getting picks left and right. And like you said, it had to be less than 3 seconds from start to finish for the members of Aging Avengers falling there.
It seems like Lucky Cat Gaming knew that they were going to be heading C. Their utility went down on C almost immediately.
Yeah, and going back, Aging Avengers going back to their other strat, just trying to get the information earlier on in the round and not quite pushing yet. Just see, maybe they can assume that the Killjoy utility might be heading onto the same site as their last 2 C pushes, and they want to try and avoid that.
I'm not so sure this strategy is going to work. Their best round so far has been when they dropped this strategy.
And you could see how aggressive that Lucky has become on the defending side. If you look over towards the A side, the angles there, and Wavy holding it, just waiting on B as well. They have every angle covered off right now for Lucky Cat, spread across the map, looking for the early kills, as they know everything that they've been doing has been working so far. The Seekers are out for Sky. Are they going to try and make a play off of it? You can see Lucky Cat being even more aggressive following the Seekers. Here comes Chris. Does he have 2? Raku's able to bail him out. But look at Ricky with 2 Sheriff kills. And now we come down to a 2v3 again. Not in the favor of Aging Avengers, but at least they do have rifles in their favor that they're able to pick off of Lucky Cat on their save round. They still have yet to regroup to the spike. So now this puts them in an opportunity where they can go to different sites that Lucky Cat might not be ready for here. And now you see, how is it going to play out for the rest of the round? There's only 10 seconds left. Do they have time to get the spike off? It might not be. They do need to make the play quick if they're going to make it at all. And I don't think there's enough time left. It might be timeout. And Lucky Cat Gaming on... Luckily enough, Aging Avengers not able to get to site fast enough to get the spike off. Otherwise, it could have been a round in their favor.
I like seeing them drop spike at the start of every round, keeping their options open. I'd like to see this strategy used against a less defensive team.
Yeah, for sure. Lucky Cat just being absolute menaces right now on defense. Tough that they have to decide before the first map if they want to attack or defend in the first half on the second, because you might have seen Age Adventures try to opt for defender side instead if they knew this was the performance that Lucky Cat would bring in. But here we go. Are we going to see a similar half? Is Aging Avengers going to be able to get a round out? Danis flicks away from the flash and kills easy as a response. The Rolling Thunder now comes out. How many members of Aging Avengers are going to fall here? Jello gets one on Dufresne, and now Aging Avengers looking to retreat, but the spike is down on A. Chris as well, Momspaghetti not able to pick it up. Here comes Ricky is able to get 1, 2 come down. Are they able to get the spike back? Not quite. Dane holding it down, but Foda is able to take it, and now the spike is in his hands, but he finds himself in a 1v2 here. One member of Lucky Cat, not too healthy, that is Chris, but Raku is able to swing around and get the kill, and it is 9-0 for Lucky Cat Gaming. Similar style. Look at the scoreboard for 14 kills for Raku and Chris.
Let's talk about Ricky for a second. He's doing pretty good, but it's just not pulling enough weight against the Chris.
Not quite enough. A couple very impactful kills with the Sheriff, but at a point in the round that is just too far gone at that point. It's good to get the kills in their hands, especially if you're investing 800 credits into the Sheriff. You want to at least have it pay off a little bit. So now we have a scenario here. This was the round where Aging Avengers took their timeout on Pearl and came out with the round win. Can they do it again? You can see members of Aging Avengers do have the rifles. It's as much of an even matchup as it'll get. The attacker Killjoy ultimate is coming out, clearing out Lucky Cat for the time being. They should be able to get the spike down here, but now Lucky Cat knows that it's going to be another 5v5 retake that went in their favor previously. Here comes the Boombot out in favor of Lucky Cat. Are they able to retake as well? Wavy with an op kill here. We still have Killjoy ultimate on the defender side that is now coming out. Aging Avengers needs to make something quick, otherwise they're going to walk in and potentially defuse the spike here, and they're sitting out on C main. Dane is defusing, and now look at Aging Avengers. They're taking out the members, but Dane is just going to stick the defuse. The diffuser was killed. Raku picking up 3 kills, and that's going to be the end of the round. Lots of stuff, lots to unpack there as the very chaotic end of the round, but that Killjoy ultimate in response coming from Raku was really what sealed that round out, as Aging Avengers had nothing to do but retreat and wait for the spike to be defused.
Yeah, and even then, while they were trying to defuse, Raku was able to get the 3K and potentially winning that round. Otherwise, if he got picked off, the round would have just been over already.
And now, again, this is potentially a very it is a very dominant series for Lucky Cat right now. But in terms of my time casting with the CECS, I have not seen a 13-0 yet. Do we have the caster's curse in the house? We're about to find out. But Wavy starting off quick with another pick with the operator on Mom Spaghetti. Here comes Foda looking for a bit more information. Does see members on B site, which means they might not head there just yet. However, look how Lucky Cat is hovering over towards the A and B side of the map, and Easy getting an early pick. Raku and Jello, however, responding with the two kills there. Easy Joy falling. And now look, it is a 2v4 scenario. We do have Rolling Thunder out. Chris is able to pick up one, and Jello picks up the other. A very, very strong defender side for Lucky Cat, looking for a 12-0 swap. It is the final round where, even though Aging Avengers doesn't have a lot to work with, they have to spend it all, and this is going to be it for them.
Raku's going 18-2 right now. That's a 9 KD. That's so impressive to see, especially for a Sentinel.
Yeah, well, they're Raku and Chris, Initiator and Sentinel, leading the team as we speak. Chris, as we saw in the Neon, has the potential, but it's good to see Raku, all members of Lucky Cat, really performing, and we see why their stats are so impressive on paper because of performances like this. Now we see here, again, Aging Avengers know that they need to win essentially every round for the rest of the match, and it's going to be a very, very hard feat to pull off. This would be a good start to get the final round and a half, leading into pistol rounds with a bit better spirits than if they were to not pick up a round on their own side. Wavy here, holding the aggressive, but falling back onto the C site. You can see how Lucky Cat communicating with each other, knowing that there's multiple members there, already swarming around and trying to suppress Aging Avengers and force them to take the C take. Chris taking out Mom Spaghetti, and now they're committing to the plant. Easy Joy is planting up to C, hasn't worked in their favor yet. Raku is just peeking through the smoke onto Easy Joy. Can they get the plant off? Ricky gets one down. The plant finally comes out. Jello gets a kill with the Showmaker, and he gets 2 and he finishes it off. It's now a 12-0 half for Lucky Cat. They only need one more to secure their spot in the grand finals tomorrow.
Raku is playing so well. I love to see this. Him just peeking through that smoke, trying to get that defuse, or trying to get the planter. And that almost bought time for Jello to come out and wipe their team.
Yeah, Jello double satcheling onto site with the Showmaker ultimate, and then picking up one afterwards as well, and just the Lucky Cat being able to move at their own pace and just change the momentum in every single round on how aggressive they want to be with a retake, or if they're going to push aggressively, is just showing why they've won every single round of the game so far. And one thing to note as well, as we've seen Lucky Cat primarily on defense for every single round almost today, we're yet to see how strong they could potentially be on attacker side. We get a few rounds from them. Again, Raku getting the early pick onto Richie, and look at how easy they just took C-site. Aging Avengers opting to give it to get a bit more of an even playing field post-plant. However, Chris has other plans, getting the pick on Easy Joy. They want to end it here. They want to secure their spot in Sunday. Wavy and Jello taking down 2 more, but Mom Spaghetti is able to pick up 1 as consolation, but it is not enough. Lucky Cat Gaming takes the map 13-0 and secures their spot tomorrow in the grand finals.